A single goal and suddenly, an eerie silence fell over the entire stadium. In one corner of the pitch, Lionel Messi dropped to his knees, unable to hold back his tears. Standing beside him was Spain's young star Lamine Yamal, trying to comfort the football legend. It was a moment that seemed to mark the end of one of the greatest chapters in football history. Shortly after the match, Messi announced his retirement from international football. But what exactly happened in the final? How did a lifelong dream end in such heartbreaking fashion? Here's the full story. Today, football fans around the world witnessed a final unlike any other. On one side stood Spain, unbeaten throughout the tournament. On the other side was Argentina, who had also reached the final without losing a match. The game also symbolized a clash between two generations. Argentina was led by Lionel Messi, one of the greatest footballers of all time, while Spain was inspired by Lamine Yamal, the teenage sensation many believe represents the future of the sport. It is remarkable to think that the child whom Messi once held during a famous charity photo shoot had now become the player who shattered his World Cup dream. Football has a unique way of creating unforgettable stories. Anyone who watched the final would have noticed how aggressively Spain played. They dominated possession for almost the entire match, controlling nearly 90% of the ball according to the narrative. Wave after wave of attacks kept Argentina under constant pressure. Time after time, Spain created dangerous chances, but Argentina's determined defense somehow managed to keep the score level. Meanwhile, Argentina struggled badly. Fans inside the stadium and millions watching around the world were disappointed by their performance. It was difficult to believe that a World Cup finalist could play with so little attacking threat. Throughout the match, Argentina rarely managed to enter Spain's penalty area. Instead, they spent most of the game defending, committing fouls, and collecting yellow cards while trying to survive Spain's relentless pressure. After 90 minutes, the scoreboard still read, Argentina 0-0 Spain. The match then moved into 30 minutes of extra time. Many supporters hoped Argentina would finally respond, but the opposite happened. The team looked even more disorganized. Misplaced passes, poor decisions, and ineffective attacks defined the opening period of extra time. As the second half of extra time began, millions of fans believed the final would eventually be decided by a penalty shootout. Spain, however, refused to stop attacking. Again and again they tested Argentina's defense. Argentine goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez produced one outstanding save after another, keeping his team alive. But in the 106th minute, Spain finally found the breakthrough. A perfectly placed finish from Ferran Torres beat Martinez and gave Spain the lead. The moment the ball hit the back of the net, Messi's expression changed completely. Hope disappeared from his face, replaced by heartbreak. His teammates shared the same emotion, while thousands of Argentine fans in the stands were left in tears. For many, it felt like the end of a dream. Spain thought they had scored a second goal later in extra time, but it was ruled out for offside. When the referee blew the final whistle, Spain's players erupted in celebration, while on the other side of the pitch Lionel Messi knelt on the grass, crying. At that moment, Lamine Yamal walked over, placed a hand on Messi's shoulder, and tried to comfort him. That simple act of sportsmanship touched football fans across the world. It reminded everyone that respect and humanity are greater than victory or defeat. Perhaps that is the true beauty of football. After the match, analysts began discussing Argentina's disappointing performance. Many questioned how a team capable of winning the World Cup could perform so poorly in such an important final. Tactical decisions, a lack of midfield control, and an overly defensive approach all came under scrutiny. Some observers suggested that Messi, now in the later stages of his career, no longer possessed the same speed and sharpness that once made him unstoppable. Others argued that Argentina's biggest problem was the team's lack of creativity and attacking cohesion. On the other hand, Spain's young generation, especially Lamine Yamal, proved that the future of football is in capable hands. The match statistics highlighted Spain's dominance. from possession and attacking chances to corner kicks and shots on target. Football experts praised Spain's patient, possession-based style, which eventually wore Argentina down. At the same time, Argentina's defense and particularly goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez deserved recognition for keeping the team in the contest for so long. His remarkable saves nearly carried the match to penalties. Had that decisive goal not arrived, the outcome might have been very different. For many fans, Messi's farewell represents much more than simply losing a football match. It marks the end of an extraordinary era. For years, he mesmerized the world with his incredible talent, won multiple Ballon d'Or awards, collected countless club trophies, and achieved the ultimate dream by lifting the World Cup with Argentina. Few expected such a legendary career to end with tears. Yet one final defeat can never erase everything he accomplished. At the same time, Spain's triumph, led by young stars like Lamine Yamal, may signal the beginning of a new golden generation that could shape world football for years to come. Despite his young age, Yamal displayed remarkable maturity in the biggest match of his career, and his gesture toward Messi after the final earned him admiration from fans everywhere. Regardless of the result, Lionel Messi will always remain one of football's greatest icons. His legacy cannot be defined by a single match. Instead, the image of Messi in tears and Yamal offering comfort will likely be remembered as one of football's most emotional moments, a symbolic passing of the torch from one generation to the next. Now it's your turn. How would you rate Argentina's performance in this final out of 10? Did you expect this from a World Cup winning team? What are your thoughts on Lionel Messi's farewell? Do you think Spain fully deserved the victory, or was Argentina simply unlucky? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.